Hello, thank you for listening to my project today on which is the better school district for an excelling student, Omaha Public Schools Magnet Program or Millard North International Baccalaureate Program. Originally, when I chose to do this project or this analytical report, I chose um, to look at all the schools within Omaha Public School District and Millard North School District. However, once I started digging into the research, I realized that there were so many different programs within Omaha Public Schools and Millard Public Schools that it would be very hard to write a 4 to 6 page paper outlining all the programs and which ones were beneficial. So therefore, once I dug in, I decided to choose the two biggest programs within Millard and Omaha. And Millard's biggest program is the Millard North International Baccalaureate Program. And Omaha Public Schools has magnet programs. These two programs I will explain more in depth as I go along in this presentation. I just wanted to give you a good understanding of why I had to narrow my scope for my research. This is something that I took, a little paragraph that I took from my paper, because this is what spun me to start thinking about this analytical report. And since I'm a parent too, I can relate. But this says, would you agree that every day parents and guardians send their children to school and hope for the best? They hope that their children are receiving an education that is going to help their child grow into a successful and happy individual. Success and happiness vary greatly from individual to individual. However, I think we can all agree that parents and guardians do send their children to school in hopes that they are getting the best education possible for their student. Because students differ so much on so many different spectrums, there are programs that are good for different kinds of students. Therefore, one program that's good for an excelling student may not be beneficial for a student who is struggling. Again, I was going to research both an excelling student and a struggling student and to find which program was good, for both of those students. However, again, once I started looking at the research, there was just too much information to be able to look at that big of a spectrum. So I just narrowed my research to what is a good program for an excelling student. For students who maintain a regular grade point average within school, many schools that serve them are just fine. You know, if they don't have anything that they struggle with in school, or if they aren't really excelling in school to where the point that they are bored. Many schools, if they're just a normal student, they typically do just fine in many different school settings. However, if they're an excelling student, they sometimes struggle in a regular school setting with being challenged and with being bored and being able to think outside of the box. Now, should all students be challenged and be not forced, but shown how to think outside of the box? Of course. However, some students just need that extra push in order to engage them in the classroom. This, this proposal is going to look at what type of program, either the Omaha Magnet Program or the Millard North International Baccalaureate Program, which one of those programs is better for an excelling student. Many students who are excelling in the classroom, who are not challenged enough in the classroom, let me say that again. Many students who are excelling in school are not challenged enough in the classroom. Again, I already talked a lot about that, and many of you may not know that today all classrooms are inclusive, which means all different types of learners are in one setting with one teacher. From the students who struggle with reading and writing to the student who could basically teach the class at a college level. They're all under the same umbrella in the same classroom, and the teacher has to figure out how in the world they are going to both challenge and help. They're all types of learners and students. It's a huge undertaking. However, it is possible with the different programs that are offered within our school system today. And thank goodness that our policymakers and our teachers and parents are looking at how unique and individualistic all of our students are so we can help them all. So what is being done currently in Millard and Omaha to challenge these excelling students? Well, again, my analytical report is looking at Millard North and Omaha North. In Millard North, they have the International Baccalaureate program, which I'll talk a little bit more about in just a second. In Omaha North, they have the Magnet School for STEM. Now, a magnet school means simply that they focus on one sort of subject. So there's magnet schools for STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. There's other schools, magnet schools within Omaha that focus on fine arts, theater, and performance. So basically, the kids who go to those schools know that they're going to have a focus in whatever subject the school is focusing on. Now, the thought behind the magnet school is that it will pull a more diverse student population, meaning that some students are going to want to come from way out west in Omaha, and some students are going to come from South Omaha to blend together because of their interest. Also, but the magnet schools also field the neighborhood school. So if you choose to go to a neighborhood school, just whatever school is closest, then you still hit the magnet school, even if your high interest is not STEM. So the International Baccalaureate program within the International Baccalaureate program is serviced at Millard North High School and at Millard North Middle School. Now, through the middle school, everyone goes through the International Baccalaureate program. All students, there's not a choice, it's not tracked, all students go through it. But when they hit the high school in 9th and 10th grade, again, all students go through it. But then in 11th and 12th grade, they have a choice whether to do the International Baccalaureate program. It's called the diploma program at that point. If they choose to do that, it's very intense. In fact, just last year, only 48 students in Millard North High School graduated with the International Baccalaureate program honors, meaning that they got the International Baccalaureate program certificate. And what it is, the International Baccalaureate program is a college prep program that works on intellectual, personal, emotional, and social skills needed to work in a globalizing world. We all know that our world is globalizing. We're working more and more with different countries, and we need those people who can be socially apt to help and to field the work and questions and relations. The International Baccalaureate program holds very high standards. It also is based around independent learning, and the International Baccalaureate program makes students extremely marketable for colleges. With the International Baccalaureate program, many students who have graduated with the International Baccalaureate diploma have gone on to extremely elite colleges. So then the magnet program, again, I talked about what that was about. The benefits for the magnet program within Omaha, and this is based on what Omaha Public Schools website said, is that the STEM program, the magnet programs increase graduation rates. They also, at Millard North, they have excellent tools and equipment for the STEM program. They have great labs and 3D printers, things that aren't normally seen at other schools that do not focus on simply STEM. The STEM program is available to all learners. Unlike the International Baccalaureate program, it's available to all learners. However, if you don't start to meet the standards, the high standards in which are, if you don't start to meet the high standards in the 11th and 12th grade, then you are asked to step down from the program, where the magnet programs continue for all learners regardless. I'm going to go back here really quick. Sorry about that. So what program I chose as the program that would be good for an excelling learner is the International Baccalaureate program at Miller North High School. The reasoning for this is because the International Baccalaureate program is so specialized. The students are expected to take AP classes. They're expected to volunteer, and the program is very elite and very high standard driven, which does, the downfall is that it does take out some learners that would like to pursue it. However, if an excelling student really wants to push in school, the International Baccalaureate program would give them a very strong push, and that is why I chose the International Baccalaureate program over the magnet schools in Omaha. Thank you very much for listening today. If you have any questions for me, there's my email address. You are more than welcome to send me a question or any feedback. I would love to hear your opinion. Thank you so much. Have a great day.